Hello, everyone. Welcome to ELI, the place where you get your daily dose of inspiration for entrepreneurship. And today we have with us Mahin Gupta, who is the founder of Liminal, which is a wallet infrastructure that enables crypto exchanges, treasuries, and Web3 companies to store and manage their digital assets in an easy and secure manner. Hi, Mahin. Welcome to ELI.
Thanks, Priya. Thanks for having me.
uh, I would request you to introduce yourself to our audience, and also along with that, uh, tell us a little bit about Liminal, because the description I just gave, I found it on the LinkedIn page and I just read it out. But a lot of things I do not understand, like how the wallet infrastructure works, why it is needed, and also set a context for our audience.
Sure. So I'm Mahin. I started my entrepreneur journey back in 2006, and I have been involved into the crypto and Web3 industry for more than 10 plus years now. And with Liminal, what we are trying to do is we are trying to set out to build a Web3 operating system, wallet operating system for crypto native businesses. In Using Liminal, various crypto native businesses can manage and store their digital assets efficiently and securely. We make Web3 businesses secure, efficient, and compliant for their wallet operations. In terms of product, our product allows them to store their crypto assets securely using various MPC HSN backed secure wallet infrastructure. Just in layman terms, you don't have to worry about your private key getting hacked by hackers because these are secured via hardware devices. Our automation engine allows them to operate very efficiently, reduce a lot of manual efforts, which also allows them to improve their security. And the regulatory readiness program allows them to become compliant and regulatory ready in terms of regulations before even regulation comes. So we build all of these at an infrastructure level so that their developers or their team do not have to spend a lot of time.
Okay, and how is the product distributed? Do we sell to corporates or do we sell to consumers directly? How do they access our product?
So we are B2B only. We are business and institution focused. In fact, we made a conscious decision on this. Something like in this phase of digital assets industry, most of the people are still not comfortable to store their digital assets with them, ideally, which they should. But having said that, most of the people store their digital assets with crypto exchanges and so on. So we decided that if we secure this crypto exchange infrastructure, then in return you have actually basically secured all of these people in the country who is using those exchanges and so on. So primarily focused on small to medium size and startup businesses into Web3 industry.
Got it. Curious to know how it all started. Sounds like a pretty complicated business model. Not only business, but the technology is very complex. Uh, and offering a tech solution to consumer is one thing, but uh, for making a enterprise grade technology, there has to be a substantial work done in the back end to be able to do that. So tell us a little bit about the technical infrastructure that you built, and how it all started.
It's a very interesting point, and in fact, I would totally agree with you that if you are building a wallet infrastructure, then you cannot run it like a startup. You cannot have something like an MVP rolling out and then you quickly fix it and so on. So whenever we onboard a customer, we become one of their critical vendors, and availability, reliability, and security becomes really, really important. So, but I actually got lucky here because honestly asking, I'm building this infrastructure for myself. So in my previous journey, I have founded and built Zepe, which is one of the biggest exchange in India. Got out of it in 2018-19. So while running Zepe, we were managing a lot of digital assets, a lot of transactions in terms of security, compliance, and efficiency. It was nightmare. We were using couple of service provider, and we were using our own infrastructure. But I had to employ a large amount of team to keep processing that infrastructure, make that infrastructure keep running. With that idea, I actually got a lot of learning from my that experience. And what we have done here is we have productized that experience. So in fact, sometimes in fact today only I had this feedback from a client call that some of the issues they did not even think that they will face is already taken care in the infrastructure. So basically, honestly, the idea was always that whatever issues we have faced when we were running an exchange, let's productize these. In fact, this is how we have built our team as well. Most of our team members have extensive experience in building and running exchanges, so they know the internal problems that teams who are running exchanges and such Web3 businesses face.
Mm. Tell us a bit about your earlier venture. How you got into entrepreneurship in the first place? Would like to know that. And what is your background with crypto? Why crypto?
So, so at the beginning, I'm computer science graduate, gold medalist, and from when I was in my engineering, that time also I decided that I want to do some kind of a tech startup. In 2008, I started my first tech startup, which was IT services firm, and that is how it all started. It was very painful because I was not ready for the entrepreneur journey. I made a lot of mistakes out there, but through that I got into crypto in 2011 when I got a chance to build a crypto related project, uh, and that's how I got into crypto. Then went on to build Zepe along with Saurabh and Sandeep as a crypto exchange. We pioneered a lot of stuff there, learned a lot of things there. In general, I believe that entrepreneurship has always been. I was always thinking about becoming entrepreneur and living my life around entrepreneurship. So I think this is my fourth or fifth venture total, and till now I'm enjoying this journey.
You spoke about some mistakes that you did in early entrepreneurship, probably before Zepe. So tell us about what were those mistakes, so that we can also learn from it.
The first thing I think every entrepreneur in their in their early days they make is hiring, and most of the time they don't realize it, but their future version will realize it. So I think sometimes you hire because you are in pain and you just want that pain to go away, and you feel that someone will come and they will solve the problem. But one thing I realized is that it's not like that. Hiring is one of the most toughest decision, and once you hire someone, then actually your journey starts of onboarding them and so on. Second is not having clarity on what you want to do. That leads always you to do multiple things, and most of the time you will fail in almost all of the stuff in terms of product. And I still make this mistake even after so many years of experience. You always want to do more and more. You want to pack more features, and I think this is one of the biggest mistake as an entrepreneur you make, where you try to think that okay, customer will need this. Uh, Most of the time, those features that you have built very painfully, customer will not even use it. So it's very important to sell before you build. So we have this mantra in our organization that if you want to build some certain features, then first go ahead and get a client approval, or kind of a get ACK from customer that they want to use it, and it has to be something like they want to pay for it. So I think if you ask me mistakes, most of the time, number one mistake is hiring. Second is not having clarity what you want to do. Sometimes around business models, sometimes around your market, sometimes around your customer persona. But I think I when you read books and when you go through podcasts like this and all of these, then you will feel that you will figure it out, and you will be able to do it. I don't think so it's possible. I think most of the time you actually learn from your mistakes only, because most of these mistakes are coming from your ambition and wishes, and it is really hard to fight that.
Hmm. Sell before build. I think that's a mantra of many B2B technology companies out there. Having said that, I just want to ask you, you have run a B2B company, and earlier probably crypto exchange was a B2C company, both into technology domains. So what did you say is the easier category of company to run? Is it B2B or B2C? I mean, I feel personally B2B is more stable and less headache because number of clients is less. But would like to hear your opinion.
See, so again, it's a difference of experience and ambition. For an example, B2C gives you more adrenaline rush, more cake, but it is going to be always operation heavy, and you have to be always on your toe. So you need to look at, let's say, for an example, customer satisfaction index. If you are doing a B2C, then at each customer, let's say for an example, if you achieve 10 point of customer satisfaction, then you should be good, because you will have hundreds and thousands of customers. In B2B, the customer satisfaction index has to be like really, really high. If it is 10 on retail, then it has to be like 60, 70 on a B2B side. So I think while B2B is little more non-hectic, it's little less operational. But still, I think because most of the time, if you are building a B2B infrastructure and a business is using you 50-60% of the time, you would be a critical vendor, which means that you still have to go through availability, reliability, and security operations. Yes, but retail is, according to, if you ask me, retail is more complicated, and retail is a little bit more challenging compared to B2B.
Hmm. Uh, would like to understand from you what's happening in the crypto domain and the crypto world. I am not a person who knows a lot of things about crypto, but still there are questions like why crypto is not mainstream. Like we do phone pay, why cannot we do a crypto payment? What's happening out there? What are the things to look out for in next 5 to 10 years?
Absolutely. So, see, sometimes people try to say that, okay, crypto is this, crypto is that, why crypto is not mainstream. And sometimes even I hear that like blockchain and crypto is a problem, is a solution in search of problem. Now, let's take a step back and understand how technology evolves. So you take internet, okay? So in initial days of internet, like early 90s and even like late 90s, the internet was a technology, okay, and the problem was that how to access internet, correct? And the startups or the infrastructure that was being built to solve the problem of how to access internet smoothly. Like I don't know whether you know this or not, but initial days you have to go to a cyber cafe, pay some money on hourly basis or minute basis, and then you access internet. But eventually the generation has gone through the learning curve of internet. But people don't know, but there used to be internet course in the college, in a
Mm.
curriculum, where
Yeah.
you are teaching how to access internet, how to surf internet, and there was course on email. I think right now even kids do emails and all sorts of stuff. Maybe email is already dinosaur now for them, and they are uh, just
That's
a
true.
messaging guy. So the point here is that the generation goes through the learning curve, the technology and tooling adoption becomes much more easier, and that is how technology becomes ubiquitous. So nowadays the problem is not how to access internet.
Mhm.
Now the problem is how to access the world through internet or use cases through internet, correct? So internet just is ubiquitous. Everyone knows internet, everyone understands internet. So
Mhm.
same way, if there is an infrastructure level technology, and we are very fortunate enough, at least in my journey, I was able to see internet, cloud, mobile, and then now blockchain and crypto, such as which are infrastructure level technologies shaping up. So I think crypto, digital assets, Bitcoin, blockchain, and everything, they will also go through this same phase. where right now you are seeing blockchain courses in college curriculums, and people are trying to simplify the way you access blockchain, like the way we are building infrastructures. Okay, you can build on top of blockchain, but eventually it will become ubiquitous, and the problem statement would become that how you improve finance using your blockchain infrastructure, how you access finance using blockchain infrastructure, and so on. Crypto world, I'm still very optimist, and I still feel that it is a genuinely groundbreaking technology, and it will change a lot of things in the way you access finance, the way you store data, the way you transfer value, the way you access or own your data. So according to me, we are doing good. Of course, there are hiccups. Last year was really very tough year for the whole ecosystem. But again, this is a bear market. There are a lot of entrepreneurs who are trying to build products now in this bear market along from the sidelines of the price volatility. We are not focusing on the price volatility. We are more focusing on the building right tools and building right infrastructure. So if you still ask me, it's still the one of the most exciting technology happening along with AI in this decade.
Hmm. Would like to you have built two ventures by now, and both are running successfully. Um, are there any pivots that you have done during your entrepreneurial journey? If yes, tell us a bit about the pivot experience. Like what made you to pivot the model, and what did you go through? What were the challenges, and how did the other people react? Were they how, did they accept the pivot and adapted the new way of working? How tell us about it.
So I'll go into the current venture. It's not more like a pivot. It was a part of a strategy only, but it's a more like a step by step journey. So for an example, we always wanted to build regulated rails across APAC and MENA region, where we built custodial wallet infrastructure and non-custodial wallet infrastructure for Web3 businesses. Now, if you want to build this infrastructure, then in general, it will take you anywhere between 1 to 3 years to build a secure, compliant, and efficient wallet infrastructure. We are still just 1.5 year old. So you will have to break down this product journey into various phases. Now, one step you can do is that you can just keep building the product in the background. And then once you finish with this whole gigantic infrastructure, then you go and try to sell it, which might be a good strategy, might be a bad strategy, I don't know. So rather than building this infrastructure, what we have done is we kind of decided to break down this into various phases of the product. So initially, we built actually just a small portion of it, which was non-custodial non-custodial cold wallets, which is just used for your treasury management and just storing your assets and so on. In fact, we actually did the same thing where we tried to kind of move a little faster there, which was a little mistake I made there. But again, we realized that, okay, it cannot be done this way. This is a very critical vendor infrastructure. You cannot compromise with reliability and availability on this. So we built that piece of the product, and then we went to market, acquired some customers, and then we started building the second layer of the product, which is where your operational integration, SDKs, APIs, and everything started coming into the picture, which was more complicated. We had much better team. We had much better clarity on our customer persona and regions. We have now finished this particular part and moving now to the phase 3 of the organization, where we will start building the regulated, compliant custodial wallet interfaces. Now, we wanted to build it on day one, but it is not possible to build that infrastructure on day one. So rather than, we decided to break it down into smaller pieces of product journeys and try to acquire customer. One challenge with that approach is that your customer persona would keep changing at certain point of time, like 6 months, 1 year, your customer persona would change. So then you will have to change a little bit of your product mindset, operations mindset, and so on. But it's, according to me, it's much better to do compared to building the whole product and then going to the market and then realizing that no one needs this product.
Hmm. You You spoke about hiring as one of the big challenges that you faced. So just wondering, how do you find people who understand crypto? Because if there are 100 people in a room, probably one or two or five people will understand crypto, like in the real terms. Other just maybe they know definition or even just know the name. But how do you find quality people who understand crypto? Or is it like every young people out there understands crypto now? Maybe I'm too old. Or even if you find young people who understand crypto and can do coding for you, how do you hire senior level people who are VP, SVP level, who may not understand crypto?
So honestly, I got lucky here. So because I used to run Zepe, I am in this industry for 10 plus years. I am very well connected. A lot of people know me. I know a lot of people.
Mm.
But when I started Liminal, a lot of my ex-employees at Zepe, they trusted me again, and they wanted to join in my in this journey. So honestly, I'm lucky and blessed to have most of my core team who used to work with me at Zepe come back and join me at Liminal. But having said that, on a broader scale, yes, it's a little challenging. So what we do is we try to hire people. Of course, if they have crypto experience, then that is very good. But sometimes it is not possible to have everyone having crypto experience. So what we try to look at is that whether they are excited about crypto and what we are trying to build or not. And then if we look at that, they understand what they are trying to do, the core stuff, they know about that stuff, and then they are excited about genuinely about working in a fast-paced crypto company, and they have done good enough research about Liminal as well. If the crypto answers are wrong, it's fine. The Liminal answers are right, then that's good. So then we kind of onboard them, and then we really work hard to kind of get them integrated into the system. We really spend a lot of time on giving them. In fact, in our organization, even audit, HR, and marketing and sales team is also supposed to use the product, even if the product is like B2B infrastructure. But still, they are supposed to use the product, and we spend a lot of time. We invest a lot of time on that. Having said that, it is still not a perfect process, but I believe that, let's say, it's going to be well, after 3 to 5 years, it will be more easier to find talent in this ecosystem. But as of now, it's good. The other advantage is that we have a lot of people in India, and India has a huge pool of IT people, and most of the IT people have some type of understanding of blockchain, AI, cloud, and everything. So it becomes a little easier to mold them. And what I have generally seen is that this generation of programmers or in general developers or people are much more intelligent than my generation, and and they are really excited about trying something new, and they are not worried about, like, in my generation, if I need to do something like AI, then I would start thinking, okay, I'll have to do an AI course. But here they just attempt it, and maybe via some YouTube videos or spending even 1 to 3 hours, they are confident that they know blockchain,
Mm.
and so on. But what I like about them is, yes, they are more intelligent, but they are more open to the challenges, and they feel that they can achieve anything and everything, and that's a very good way to look at things.
How do you pay salaries? Do you pay in crypto or do you pay in rupees?
So we pay in the native. So we have employees across 8 countries. So we pay them into their native currency only.
Mm.
Hopefully, we will one day we will pay in cryptocurrency as well, once we will have a clarity on the regulation around it.
Got it. Uh, Tell us a little bit about the funding experience. I understand Liminal has placed quite some amount of funding. So, what is the funding process? How do you pitch to an investor? How do you convince them, especially for a product that is complex enough to to be understood by a typical investor because they understand finance. So tell us about the funding experience.
So again, because I'm a serial entrepreneur and this is my like second big venture, it's a little bit easier for me to go, because now you are not trying to sell dreams, you are actually trying to sell business, and you have little more idea of the business plan, what you want to do. But in general, the process is simple. You try to reach out to them. If you are able to get a warm intro to an investor, that is really good thing. But if you are not able to warm intro, there is nothing to lose to keep pitching them and so on. But ultimately, the most important part is that whether you have clarity or not in terms of what you want to do. If you have clarity, then you would be able to explain them how you are going to achieve that. How you are going to achieve that. Most of the time, people just focus more on how rather than what, and that is where I think the biggest mistake. The second important part is in what environment you are trying to raise money. So 2022, early part of 22 and 21, when capital was cheap, at that time it was much easier to raise. But in 22, late 22 and now 23, the capital is not cheap and not available. So it is going to be very difficult to raise fund. So the only thing that matters now is that you only raise what you need, and also try to kind of get more clarity on your deck and your thoughts and so on. So just reach out to investors, be very polite, and try to kind of put things into a shorter context rather than giving them long pitches or something.
Well, B2C companies spend a lot of funding on marketing, but I always wonder why B2B companies raise fund. I know there is a substantial investment required in product and similar areas, but would like to hear from you.
So B2B companies have to invest more into sales and building trust. Now, building trust is not only a function of like marketing, but we have to kind of do a lot more stuff than just marketing and so on. We also spend a little bit on let's say advertising and so on, but it really depends on your business model. But yes, sales also is expensive thing. Also, you are if you are in a regulated market, then regulatory and legal costs are significant costs. Most of the time, what I have seen is in the B2B companies have product and technology as their biggest cost, including the infrastructure and so on. For an example, a normal B2C company, I'm not sure whether they will go through these many certification. For an example, we are just 1.5 year old. Still, we have SOC to Type 2, two ISOs, including 27001, 27701. We have completed just CCSS audit. We have monthly penetration audits, third-party audits. We have quarterly cloud audits, and so on. So here, the standardization of processes makes a lot more difference. For an example, even if we are such a small and young organization, we have internal audit function. So this all thing matters, and these are all expensive.
Got you. Final question. What would you say is the meaning of entrepreneurship for you? How would you define the term entrepreneur, maybe in terms of skill sets or uh, personality traits, or anything? I mean, whatever definition you have in your mind, tell us about it. What is
I think
entrepreneurship?
entrepreneurship is all about going on a journey with your team to build something satisfactory, and in the process you also make money, name, and skills for you. But it's all about going on a journey with people who you love to work with on a daily basis, and go and achieve something. I always see entrepreneurship and then doing the day-to-day business as like a puzzle. And if you are coming from, let's say, any kind of engineering background, you will always like that. Let's say, think on those lines. If you are able to solve a Sudoku, then that gives you a rush, adrenaline rush. If you are able to, let's say, solve a Rubik cube, then that gives you a rush. I always see all of the problem statement, whether we have problem statement in marketing, PR, sales, technology, product. We always try to see it as a puzzle, and then all the brilliant minds at Liminal try to solve it together. Okay, how do we move this metric? How do we sort out this particular problem? I think that journey is more satisfactory. But one thing I want to point out is people sometimes want to do startup or entrepreneurship because it's cool thing to do.
That's
Honestly, that's a very wrong way to look at it, because when you are running a company and you have hired people at that time, your life and few more people's life is actually at stake, and their families are also now involved because they are maybe bread earners in their company.
true.
So it's very important when I see this messages on companies getting shut down and all of this. Then it's really painful. I'm not saying that it is their mistake. I just mean here that do it if you are very confident. It's a rewarding journey for sure. It's a very hard journey for sure, but do it with very conscious decision. Make sure your family understand that you are taking this decision. Make sure that you also understand that you are taking this decision consciously.
Well, on this note, we will close this session. Thanks for your time, Mahin, and it was a pleasure to have you on our platform and understand many new things that most of the listeners wouldn't know. So thanks for your time, Mahin.
Thanks, Priya. Thanks for having me, and have a great day. Take care.